Hey, this is Marlon from marlonmcpherson.com, helping you to stay creative and get more online reach. Today, I'm going to share with you a video from my free web design for beginners course. Go ahead and check out the lesson, and I hope it helps you out a ton. But if you want to take the entire course, it's available for you to enroll for free over on futurestepscreative.com. So we're going to turn our attention now to this section here, which is stretching across the whole width of the page. And this is just a regular section that has a call to action in a single row and column. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that right now. So first of all, go ahead and add a regular section, and it's going to have a single column as I've just mentioned, and it's asking you to add a module which will be the call to action. So we'll go ahead and select call to action. And for the call to action, we're going to have a headline and we're going to have a button, but we do not need any actual body text. So I'll get rid of the paragraph text that's just there, and we'll head back to where it says the text here, and we'll just make sure that we have the information that we need there. Okay, so in terms of the styling, let's go to the background of the content just down here, and we're going to change it first of all to the color that we need it to be. Okay, so to do the width of the actual column here, to make it stretch across the entire row, we click on the gear icon as normal, go into design and head to where it says sizing, and we want to first of all bring up the width here to 100%, and we also want to put 100% instead of pixels for max width. We want to have that be 100% as well, and that stretches it across the entire width. Now what you're seeing is that that color there, the gold for the call to action. So what we want to do is align the call to action only to the left. So let's go into that now and do that. So the gear icon, I'm going to go into design and go to where it says sizing, and it has the module alignment positioning thing here. So you want to go ahead and click the left arrow to bring it across to there, or position it left. It hasn't moved yet because we need to adjust the maximum width. We want to do a certain number of pixels in this case, so 630 pixels is perfect for that. You can use percentages, but with doing a fixed pixel number, it gives you a bit more control over it. So now that we've done that, we'll just confirm and come out of it, and we'll go back to the module, the row settings here, and we want to make sure that our background image is showing up. So we'll need to go to the content section here and head to the image and add our background image. So we'll select any background image we wish to use, and there you have it. We have things showing up as they should now with our background image. Okay, so what we're going to do now is go into the call to action module once more, and we need to change the styling of the actual headline here. So we'll just hover over that, and it's a H2. I'm going to go ahead and change the font to Playfair Display. I want to make it bold, and we also want to bump up the size to about 40, as are the others. So as you can see, there's nothing showing up as far as a button is concerned on the page here, but we do need our button to be there, and we do have a text area for the button. This is because, however, there's no link with the call to action. So if we come down here, this is where the button really should be linking to. So if we open up the button link section, we need to put something in terms of a URL or an address that we need to send the button click to. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just place a hashtag in here, and this now makes the button show up. If you click it, it won't go to anywhere because it's got the hashtag. What we need to do also is do some styling of this button. So we'll just head to the design section and we'll click on button. Make sure it's aligned to the left by clicking that arrow there, and we need to also align this headline. We'll do that after. We'll switch on custom styling for the button, and we'll do a similar styling to what we did here, except we'll change things up a little bit because we now have a gold background, which is obviously different. So one thing we want to do first of all is we will change the background of the actual button. So I'm going to go ahead and change the background color of the button to white. Then I'm going to click into the color section here and drag the opacity down so we can actually see through that white and make it very subtle. So then we have the background of the module coming through with that gold color. So it needs to have that button as subtle really as can be without actually losing the shade there. And we want to get rid of that border, so we have a 2 pixel border here, so I'll just take that down to 0, and now we have that very subtle button there. We need to turn the border radius up as well to make it rounded. Here we are, so we have the button border radius. I'll just drag that across, and now we have that basic shape of the button that we're looking for. And a couple of things we need to change here as well is the font. So I know that this is Lato that we need to have, and let's put it on heavy, or maybe put it on bold actually. That was a bit too thick. We need to also bring down the font size. So if we find the button font size here, bring it down to about 16. Okay. And now we have the button looking a little bit too skinny, so we're going to adjust that as well. So to actually do this and thicken it up back, we need to add back in some border. So remember, we changed it from 2 pixels down to 0 to get rid of that white border, but we really need to actually have a border to thicken it up. But instead of having the border as being white, so let's bring it up to about 10. So that's about the right size. We need to change the color of this border, or rather delete the color and have it opaque. And now you have that button looking quite thick there. And what we want to do now is go into the content and change what the button says. So we'll say, let's see what it says over here. Our services and complete financial planning and management. So our services is what the button should say. So we'll just type that in. Okay, so that's there. And instead of me going to type everything out again, I'm going to come here and just copy this text from here and just pop it into this section here. So now, as you can see, things are not quite aligned left as it was in the original. So I'm going to head back to the design tab here, and what I want to find is sizing. And okay, so it has positioning there. The module's already, that's for the module, it's aligned left already. Let's go to the title text, and we want to do title text alignment. So click on the left align, and we want to do the same for the button. So if I just come over here to quickly jump to the button styling, we need to find where we can align the button as well. And we have this arrow, and there you go. So that aligns it. So now we've done that. Let me go ahead and save by doing Command S on my keyboard. We want to eliminate the gap between here and here. So that's padding that's within the actual row. Instead of going in and adding pixels or removing pixels, I'm going to wait till I get this double arrow here. So you just hover within that region and click and hold and drag until you can eyeball it. If you drag too far up, actually it doesn't let you go past in this case, but this is what you get. I want to also eliminate the margin, or the padding rather, within the section itself. So if we go into this section and have a look at the spacing, we'll see that it's got nothing there. Well, it's got the default padding. So we want to remove that by just adding padding to the top of 0, and that essentially pulls it up and gets rid of that gap there. So we don't have that gap that was there before. Of course, we could have clicked and dragged as well. What I am going to do is click within the row here and just give it a bit more space at the bottom of here. And we want to do the same thing for the module itself, to give it some space at the top and the bottom. So about 60. thereabouts. And that gives it a bit more thickness. Go ahead and save that. And there you have it. That's the full width row section. And that's a wrap. There you have it. That's the lesson there from the course. Again, if you want to take it, go ahead and enroll on futurestepscreative.com. In the meantime, I will catch you in the next video.